Fantasy Rap
with Austin and Ozzy.
Oh, I just love those boys.
Hey everyone, this is Fantasy Rap, and I'm your host Ozzy.
And I'm your co-host Austin.
You can find us on fantasyrap.com. That is fantasywrap.com. Hey everybody, welcome to Fantasy Rap. It is Friday night, start of the week 4,
Yep.
After the Thursday night game, and we are going to start off with P's Picks. Hey everybody, we've got Sutton with us. Hi Sutton.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah.
Are you enjoying daycare
Yes.
and school?
Yes, it was so fun.
Awesome. So, what do we do when you're on here?
We do pictures.
But what is the skit called? What's the thing called? P's Picks?
Yes.
Okay. And who do we have? We've got the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. They played last night. So, I'm going to let you choose who we should talk about. Who do you think we should talk about? You choose one of the two. Don't know? The Arizona Cardinals. Show everybody. There you go.
Good job.
Excellent job. So, can you say, see everyone next week?
See you ever next week.
So, you guys saw who Sutton chose. She chose the Arizona Cardinals. Interesting game last night.
Yeah, it was ugly to watch up until about, 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it looked like it was going to be a complete blowout.
yep.
And Marvin Harrison. I mean, did you see the picture of him on the sidelines?
Well, the guy in our dynasty,
yeah,
the
right.
picture of it, and
Yeah.
just total deer in headlights.
I mean, and I feel badly for the guy.
Yeah.
And I don't anymore. But at that point, I was like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like everything they were saying about his talent, his abilities while he was at Ohio State,
Yep.
and the fact that it hadn't transitioned and caught on yet.
Yeah.
And he was running the wrong routes. He was the reason that there was an interception. Two interceptions.
yeah.
I mean, he was
Yeah,
he was
gave
the
up
reason
on the
for
first one, and then the bobble on the second one,
Right.
Because that second one looked like he was afraid to get hit.
right.
You know,
right.
he
He was
could
looking
feel the
ahead.
defenders coming in on him, and he,
Right, kind of
Yeah.
backed away and
got to
and,
secure the ball, and
and all of a sudden he caught that touchdown pass back of the end zone. Great route, high point the ball, go get it from their best defensive back.
yeah.
And it was like, he took the knee, and I think he said, "Thank you, God, for
Something, yeah.
for letting me know that I'm in the right place."
Yeah.
And from there on, he looked like a completely different person.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean,
Well, yeah, because you have him on one of your fantasy
yeah,
teams.
well, that's what it was kind of bittersweet last night, because I'm also playing against him in the. He's on BJ's team in the main Yahoo league.
Gotcha.
So, going into it, he's sitting there at like 2 points, and I'm like, all right, like if he gets like 10, I mean, that sucks for my dynasty team.
Yeah, but we've got 20 people playing each week, so it's
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
one player makes or breaks you.
Yep. So, I had that, and then, also had JSN as well going too, and Kyler as well. So I have Kyler in both dynasties, and then I have the Kyler, Harrison stack, which turned out to be just
Okay.
fine,
Yeah.
and JSN ended up to be okay. But yeah, so it was good to see. I mean, you felt bad for him,
Yeah.
because it truly, he was just,
Well,
you could tell he was just defeated, like
Yeah.
no confidence. If he could have walked up the tunnel to the, or if he could have stayed in the locker room at halftime, I think he would have.
Yeah.
I mean, you got
And it's
the
too
crowd
bad.
booing,
I mean,
and,
it's too bad because, you think about it, that they're all still human beings. If you walk out there and you were the best college wide receiver and you can't do, you're not able to do what you should be doing.
Yep.
whether that's a mental block or, the nerves or the fear of getting hit or whatever it is. I mean, you got the guy's 23 years old, maybe ish.
If that, did he do? Well, I guess, yeah,
It's
somewhere in there,
23 ish.
Yeah.
He's a kid.
yeah.
I mean, for males, the frontal lobe doesn't develop until you're 25 or older. He's not fully developed. So, to take that, the negativity that you're feeling and you're putting it right back on yourself. I mean, and I've seen it before. I've seen it from softball players that, if you don't have that confidence, and one of the good things is I've always had confidence playing softball so that I don't get into that situation.
Yeah.
But there are so many people that you see it. I'll play against another pitcher and they'll be struggling and I'll be like, dude, get out of your own head.
Yeah.
You're your biggest, and it's true. When I don't get hits or I get mad at myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's easy to do, You're like, oh, I should be doing all this, Because he, like for Marv, he sees, he hears everything. He's this, generational talent. His dad is one of the greats.
Yep.
It should have been immediate transition from college to the pros. He should have been the best receiver in the league.
Right.
And, and obviously it's taking a little bit of time. So
Right.
it'll be interesting to see next week if, the momentum of the end of that game carries over.
Right.
Arizona, like if Marv isn't playing well, that offense is horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, like bottom of the league, bad. Also because Kyler, he's frustrating to watch, but he's also one of those guys that can do like, one of those plays where you're like, holy,
Yeah.
that was amazing. But
his inconsistency kills him.
Yeah. I mean, their line also sucks. I mean, he was, I knew they were gonna lose that game, even if they had scored to tie it. Was coming up to the 2-minute warning. All right, they had a full play clock. They had 10 seconds to spare before it hit the 2-minute warning. Kyler snaps the ball at 2 minutes 3 seconds, and they're on the 20-yard line or something, 25-yard line. And he snaps the ball and takes a 7-yard sack. It was 2nd and 2. Takes a 7-yard sack.
You know who that sounds
with
like?
3 seconds left to go before you get a free timeout.
You know who that sounds like? Jordan Love before halftime.
Yeah. That was a much bigger loss on the sack on that one.
Yeah, that was like 15 or 17.
But still, I'm sitting there, where, Britt and I were in bed last night and I was watching it.
Run.
And I'm just like, what? I'm like, don't snap it. And sure enough, he snaps it. And I just...
and they were even talking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, he probably, he's going to snap it.
Yeah. I was like, you cannot... the clock management was horrible at the end of the game.
Right.
And then...
and that's, you want to blame the kicker for coming up short on the landing zone? No. There shouldn't have been that much time left. You gave them too much time. Poor clock management.
Yep. Yeah.
Packers-Bears last year. Horrible clock management. If you're going to not pay attention and not do what you need to do to give the opposing team as little time as possible, that's on the head coach.
Yeah.
Don't send in a play. Just like LaFleur said, I shouldn't have sent in a play. Well, then don't.
Yeah.
Don't put that on someone else,
Yeah.
or it's coming back on you.
Some of that is on the quarterback too.
It is.
Jordan and Kyler have been playing long enough that they should know, hey, wait a minute.
I get that, but ultimately, clock management is
Yes.
on the head coach.
Yep.
And if the head coach sends in a play,
I agree. Yeah.
it's on him.
Yeah.
So,
still, at that point, you got to look at it and go, okay, there's, like I said, we've got 10 seconds of play, this isn't going to be like a, where the numbers change, and it's, they had so much time on the play clock that they could have let that wind down.
Yep.
and then you run the ball,
Right.
and they're still trying to throw it and score quick for whatever reason.
Well, for fear that they weren't going to score at all.
Yeah,
Thinking
and then,
that somehow their defense would actually be able to stop them.
yeah, and they hadn't really,
Well, they had kept
At
JSN
least-
pretty much in check the whole game.
yeah, until the fourth quarter. I mean, he still,
Right.
like, JSN was like 5 catches for like 7 or 4 for like
79 yards.
Something. So he ended up okay, but yes, I mean,
Oh,
it
yeah,
wasn't a
yeah. Nothing,
huge game.
not a target in the first
Yeah.
half.
Well, yeah, that one was scary too. When I checked the sleeper app, and I've got 3 points between Kyler, Marv, and JSN. Yeah,
Yeah, that hurts. So, looking at last night's game, some of the stats, Kyler was 27 of 41 for 200 yards, 2 TDs, 2 TD2, 2 INTs, 5 rushes for 41 yards.
So I put in the Yahoo group chat. I said petitions to make tipped or bobbled passes
Yeah.
not count against the quarterback. Kyler should have only been credited with 1 pick.
Well,
You could also say he should have been credited with 0 because
Right.
Marv just gave up.
Right.
But if it hits the receiver in the hands,
a la
and-
Kelsey last week.
yes, and it bobbles or it's you whiff it and it tips, that should not be on the quarterback.
Yeah.
But
How do you-
so
right.
I mean, but then then you can really get into it and be like, all right, well then quarterback shouldn't get yard after catch yardage. For example, Kyler Murray threw for 450 yards, but really, Marv broke an 80-yarder.
Right. But it might have been a good
Whatever,
pass that put him in the position to be able to
True,
get those extra
but, yeah,
yards.
so
But
I
I
just-
mean, you look at a Tucker Craft or Ticker
Oh,
Craft. Tucker Craft. I mean,
Yeah.
he is
The yard after, the
yards
yak.
after catch.
Yeah, the yak.
I mean, there's a difference between a guy like him and a guy who's hit on a wide open
Yeah.
play, and you're counting that as
Yeah.
yard after catch.
Yeah.
So, stat wise, decent, but
And I still want to see more rushes out of Kyler. I mean, 30 out of those 41 came on 1 rush
Right.
late in the game.
Yep.
He actually finally, I mean, like I said, he was under fire most of the game. I mean, they were getting to him pretty quick.
Yep.
But, I mean, he's quick enough that he should be able to, even 2 more rushes in that game, 3 more, and you get up around 60, 70 yards. That, 1, helps a fantasy team, but 2, helps your team.
right.
Especially if Marv is not playing well.
Right, right.
And the defense has to now respect that part of your game as well. You take away the one thing, and then they can go, oh, well, now all we have to do is just guard McBride.
Right.
You know,
And they did a good job of that.
Yeah, and then Kyler's, you get 27 of 41.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, it is what it is. Next up, we've got Trey Benson, 8 rushes, 35 yards, 5 catches on 5 targets for another 19 whole yards.
Yeah.
Inefficient.
I just thought he looked really good. I mean, I thought he looked good.
I think he looked
mean,
okay. I think
yeah.
Amari DiMercato in the fourth quarter
Well,
looked better.
because they were basically running their 2-minute drill the
Yeah.
entire fourth quarter. So that's why. If they get in a game where they're not so far behind,
DiMercato won't get
exactly
the touches,
it'll be
and Benson will.
Yeah, and I think too, there's still. 'Cause I mean, this was like Benson's first. I think like his first true start because they had DiMercato last year. He
Right.
would always get the start.
Right.
So. But I mean, eight rushes for 35 yards is,
Well, yeah,
isn't
it's
bad.
a hair
I
over
thought,
4.
Yeah, I thought he looked good. I mean, just eye test, I thought he looked good.
I
but,
thought he was
you know,
okay.
I would have, late in that game, he just was not on the field.
Right.
So
I mean, you
that's a
don't
little
ever want to
disappointing.
see 13
Well, yeah,
touches
yeah. So I mean,
out of your
Yeah.
well, he's not your stud running back, but
I think he will be. But
and people are this week we're using him as
yeah, he was
hoping
projected
that
at like 14 in Yahoo, and I was like, that seems a little steep. But you know, I mean, I get it. He's really the number one.
Right.
So
yeah. Next up, we've got Marvin Harrison. I think he was 0 for how many on his first? No, they threw a pass to him right away, didn't they? I think he caught a pass on the very first offensive play.
Could have been. I didn't catch the start of the game.
And then it was, the interception across the middle.
Yep.
It was that he stopped on. It was the poor read of where he was supposed to go when Kyler threw the quick out.
Yep.
When he didn't break off the route and he kept on down the field. Then there was the second interception, which was in his hands, bobbled, giveaway. And then all of a sudden, second half, click, click, click.
Yep.
And, I mean, he had,
they gave him
6 for
some
66, no.
I mean, they gave him a couple, like 1 or 2 easy ones right out of the half there just to start to build up that confidence.
But the touchdown was
the touchdown, but he had a catch, I think, on that same drive that was
yes,
15 to 18 or whatever, where he basically ran the exact same route that he ran for the touchdown and jumped over the guy, came down, tiptoed, the sideline, and there you could kind of see the body language shift a little bit. And then obviously, yes, that touchdown, I'm sure that was just like a huge, he's carrying around a bag of rocks or something, and
big bag of rocks, and he couldn't get it off his shoulders. So, luckily, it looks like he may have found that. Next up, we've got Trey McBride, 7 catches on 11 targets, 52 yards. Not your normal Trey McBride. I mean, the 11 targets, 7 catches, sure, but 52 yards and no touchdowns, and I mean they were blanketing him. Because they know who the receiver is. I mean, whenever you are, it's him or Cooper Kupp usually. Cooper Kupp on the other side. Never mind. But they had a couple other players who had decent stats, but not enough
Wilson
to throw
had
on
that
here.
Clutch, one-handed grab to save the. It was either on the final drive or before that to save a drive, and then Dortch had a
he had a couple of nice plays. So and then, like I said, DeMarcado was
got the game tying touchdown.
I mean, he played well. In what they do with him. I mean, he's a third down back. He's definitely the 2-minute drill. So
I mean, McBride, this is really his floor. I mean, that's his pretty much.
I mean, in a
non
non-PPR, in a standard league, that's 5.2 points. I mean, any tight end who gets a touchdown is better than him, and he has 7 catches. Completely different if you're in.
That's why PPR is
PPR.
so fun. Because that's
I get that.
14.
But that's where Trey Benson makes up for it because he had 5 catches, 5 extra points. Well, in my league, that looks like 54 points. I mean, 5.4 points for Benson. Which isn't going to cut it either. No. So, it's the same thing with any of the places out there that on Facebook there are some groups about fantasy football. Oh, dude, I've got this guy. Is that the best ever? What format are you playing?
That's true.
I don't care. I mean, if you don't tell me what format, I can't. Check this team out. Is this
how about this trade and it's
in what format?
That and then they I mean I get you don't want to have this gigantic post and some of that, but nothing to do like people are getting better where they're like, well, I have this receiver, this running back, this running back.
So I'm strong at this, and I'm going to build on.
It's some of it still does matter on format too.
Oh yeah,
So it is.
You're going PPR, you're going half point PPR, you're going standard. All of that matters when you're talking about a team. But a niece of mine reached out before her draft and said, "What what would you recommend?" And I said, "What's your format?" Until you is it PPR? I don't know. I said, "You have to tell me if it's full point PPR, half PPR, standard." Half PPR. Okay. Well then, do I never draft a quarterback until late? I said that depends. I said if you're in the third round of a 10-team league and no quarterback has been taken, by all means, take the top quarterback. But if it's not one of the top 3, then you might as well wait till round 10.
Yeah. Yep.
Because there are only a couple of guys that at most of the positions that if you're not going to get them, then it's not worth taking the byproducts.
Yep.
But it like we've said, format. How many running backs? How big is the league? Wide receivers. Well, there are 2 or 3 starters per team.
Yeah.
Running backs, there's 1.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks, there's 1. So I mean, it just depends on so much, and people. Yeah, I've got this. Well, okay, great. So, picks of the week. So, CBS has in a standard setting, not that it impacts a quarterback that much, but Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Drake May, Bo Nix, Jalen Hurts.
Nice.
And I decided I'm going Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I mean he's been playing really well. Chargers been letting him sling it, and then you get. I mean, unfortunate what happened with Najee, but I think you get the threat of a full-time Hampton, for a defense. Seeing what he did last week, you got to respect that. And then, I mean, you've got, Quentin Johnson, who's the long catches, big touchdowns. You got Keenan Allen, who's been great, doing what he does, which is just a possession guy.
Right.
I mean, McConkey's the one who's taken the hit. He hasn't been, what you drafted him, where you had to draft him if you wanted him, second, third round, early third round, potentially.
Easily a top 10 wide receiver-ish.
Yeah.
Right around 10.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, all the tools are there, and Herbert's looked great. So
Yeah.
Excuse me. So my start, obviously, you can see up there, it's Patrick Mahomes.
Thank you, because I have him in one of my leagues.
You're welcome. I mean, that's, Baltimore coming to town for them? That should be... did you know, actually, I heard it elsewhere today that I want to say the Chiefs have won the last 5 out of 6 regular season games with the Ravens. And,
Gotcha.
So, and they're at home, and, so I did see that Worthy is going to play this week.
Okay.
Probably just in a, on a snap count just to see how he does, but that does add another layer, a threat for Mahomes.
Right.
They need to figure out the run game. I wish Andy Reid would stop trying to be so damn cute. Not physically.
He's not.
Not physically, but with his play calling, with the running backs, this whole, 75-year-old Kareem Hunt out there. And
but Kareem Hunt gets it done for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, but Pacheco, he's been one of those guys, you just got to give him the touches, and it will turn out great. But,
I know. I don't get it either.
Yeah. So
all of these, and we aren't head coaches, we aren't GMs. I've said I fancy myself a good, armchair quarterback or armchair GM.
I will say I have told Britt before that I could be an offensive coordinator because you sit there, i.e. the Chiefs and Andy Reid, they get to the 3-yard line, and I said they're going to do something stupid here.
Yep.
Instead of just handing the ball off and getting the touchdown, they're going to do some little touch pass or some stupid little wide receiver screen or, try and leak the third string tight end out the back. And they're going to try and do all this crazy stuff when they get down there. And all the teams do it. I mean, most of the teams do it. There was another team who does it a lot that I can't remember, but it's the Chiefs that come to mind.
Detroit seems to do it.
Yeah,
I mean they did that with a couple of plays this past week where they handed it to one guy and he pitches it to. I mean, they've done a lot. I mean that was cutesy until it doesn't work.
Yeah, so I mean I think this game will be actually. Should be high scoring. Baltimore's defense has not been very good.
No.
They're actually the worst against running backs. But I just can't bring myself. I've got Pacheco in the Yahoo League. I just cannot bring I need to. Pacheco's. I need to see it for like 2 weeks in a row.
Right.
But then I'll probably get screwed on that third week if I were to start him. So.
Well, obviously that's how it usually works.
Yep.
Moving on to our running backs, we've got Christian McCaffrey, who I just traded away, Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, Bijan Robinson, James Cook. So I went with Saquon Barkley. Good game for them.
Yeah, Tampa.
Yeah,
Tampa. Yep. So, and Baker's a little banged up. Obviously, they lost Mike Evans for a couple weeks. Chris Godwin was a full participant last week, or not last week, yesterday.
Okay.
But then today, I think he didn't practice or is just on the side, so he'll be out there to some degree. But yeah, I mean, and Baker's going to play because that's just Baker. Like it was something like a bicep strain or something like that. So
I think he could be in a casket, ready to be buried, and he'd play.
And like the Undertaker, as soon as the first whistle goes.
I'm serious that he hates not playing.
Yeah,
he's tough.
Yeah, so
but Saquon hasn't been Saquon from last year yet, and I don't think he will be Saquon from last year. But I think this is a week he'll break out somewhat.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it last week. Obviously, Saquon had his worst week that he's had since. I don't even know if he even had a week that bad last year. So it could have been.
I don't think so.
Could have been 2 years ago, but that was because the Rams got out to a pretty big lead, and Jalen Hurts actually had to throw the ball, and they ended up coming back and winning it. And and Saquon just wasn't, at that part wasn't really a part of the game plan, which I thought was a little odd too. Because he is so dangerous. Even with the pass catching,
in any part of the game,
part of his game too. So, it would be interesting to see if Tampa can keep up. Or if they were somehow to get up 2 scores on them early, that'd be about the only thing I could see going wrong. But, if it goes the way it probably will, they should be ahead, and then it's just Saquon getting 30 carries.
Right.
Yeah, so, and then mine is Marion Hampton. Again, like I said earlier, unfortunate what happened to Najee, but it's all Hampton now.
Tough matchup, though, against those Giants.
That front line can be very good.
But this is another one of those. It's going to be 21-3 at halftime, and it's going to be feed Amari and Hampton, feed Amari and Hampton, feed Amari and Hampton. He will probably have 30 carries also.
We'll see. I mean, yes, the Chargers' defense is really good, and obviously you're getting the first start out of Jackson Dart, but sometimes those first start quarterbacks actually do fairly well.
Usually when they're playing against the Packers.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, there is a small chance that it could be a little closer, but, odds are that it won't be.
My guess is there will be at least one, if not 2 defensive touchdowns by the Chargers. In addition to everything else they score.
There could be, yeah. So, I think Hampton will just keep rolling on what he did last week. And this is what, because Hampton was creeping up into the 3rd round, obviously your ancient league, I'm sure he was probably gone by the middle of the 2nd. If somebody wanted him, they took him. So.
Yep, I'm pretty sure he was gone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 32 picks in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
2 running backs.
Yeah.
He was gone.
Yep.
So, next up, we've got our wide receivers: Puka Nacua, Nico Collins, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devontae Adams, and Justin Jefferson. And I am going with the guy that's been very hot.
My pick of the week last week.
Yeah. Although, did he have a good week last week?
It wasn't as good. Obviously, he had like the 2 touchdowns the week prior. But he was like, I don't remember, like 7 for 60-something and a touchdown, I think. And they just missed on a 2nd touchdown. So, I mean, it wasn't like crazy start of the week.
Right. It wasn't the 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. It was still
where he went off for 2 TDs.
Good, so, yeah.
Well, and the funny thing is, in our league, Caleb Williams is the 3rd highest scoring QB.
Yeah.
So, he's going to throw the ball.
Yep.
And like we talked about after last week, DJ Moore really doesn't, other than some gadget plays, he doesn't seem like he's that involved. Luther Burden is being getting more involved. Colston Loveland, Cole Kmet caught the touchdown.
Yep.
So, I think Rome Odunze is is the stud in the making there, and possibly a top 10 wide receiver on the year.
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, if Caleb can continue to play the way he has been,
There's no promise of that. I mean, we've seen him in. Last year he had big games and then completely disappeared.
Fell apart. So yeah. My start is going to be Garrett Wilson. He's been, had the bad week 2, and then last week had another good week. Week 1 was a good week, and then Justin Fields is back from the concussion.
Okay.
So I think, he's just gonna. He's really the only receiving option there. I mean, they still
Breece Hall.
Well, Breece, yes, but like just for receiver. Yep. I mean, he is the dude, and they paid him to be that, and kind of like always, he just gets it done, and then he just has such high.
Who are
volume.
they playing this week?
Jeez, I cannot remember off the top of my head.
Neither can I. I know it was a good. I think it was a good rushing matchup.
Yeah,
but I don't remember who it was. Excuse me.
Yeah, I cannot remember, but I mean, like I said, he just gets the high volume just turns him into, especially PPR. Like even if he has a down yardage week, he's still going to have
8 catches.
Yeah, he'll have 8 catches and hopefully a touchdown. So
yep. Tight end Tucker Kraft, interesting. Brock Bowers, Tyler Warren, Hunter Henry. Apparently, they're jumping on the Hunter Henry bandwagon right away.
I picked him up in our Yahoo.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Saying that he's a top 5 tight end.
Well,
this week.
a really good. I believe it is a really good matchup for him this week. So,
yeah. And Zach Ertz. I am going to go Sam Laporta. I just feel like it's he is due to break out again. I mean,
it was his rookie year, and he was down last year, and hasn't quite been it this year either.
Well, and I mean that it's such a disgustingly good offense.
Yeah,
with so many pieces that can get things done, that he isn't needed.
Yeah. When you have David Montgomery going for what was it, like 115 and
2 touchdowns.
And then you still had Gibbs who had like
2 touchdowns
70, 80 or whatever, and some of the receiving work that he gets.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and they just signed Jamison Williams literally like a day before kickoff, week 1. He hasn't done really anything either this season.
Right.
And obviously at Amon-Ra was that 2 weeks ago, had the 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
I mean, so yeah, pull a name out of the hat in Detroit.
Exactly.
And hopefully it's him this week.
Exactly. I mean, it's one of those things that you almost don't want to draft from that team because you have no idea who's going to be the beneficiary of the play calling or the way that the defense plays.
Really, the safe pick on there is Gibbs because Montgomery's going to be up and down.
Yep.
Gibbs stays pretty constant and then has huge spike weeks. Amon-Ra, same. He'll be fairly consistent and have huge spike weeks, but the variation is a little farther apart than Gibbs is.
Right.
But yeah, it would be. I mean, Laporta, the rookie, he kind of started the rookie being he did start that. He was the number 1 tight end as a rookie.
Yeah.
And then it was Bowers last year.
But wasn't McBride the same year as Laporta? Weren't they both rookies that year?
I don't remember if they were both rookies.
I want to say that they were, and Laporta was just a little bit better because of the touchdowns.
Yeah.
But McBride was huge that year.
Yeah.
Right, because he was,
like
12 targets a week.
Yeah. He's just so necessary, whereas Laporta, he's not as he's not necessary. So,
right. Got the skills, got the tools. Yeah. It's just a question of is he working into the game plan this week?
Yeah,
I'll have to call up head coach and tell him, I need him
for my start of the week.
Yeah,
please,
for my start of the week.
My obscure living room fantasy podcast. I need you to get Laporta at least one touchdown this week.
Exactly. Make me look good.
Yeah. So, going back to the necessity. Speaking of necessity, Jake Ferguson is my start. Obviously, CeeDee Lamb still has not been fully ruled out. He's just doubtful. I know CD probably wants to play.
I've seen something like 4 to 6 weeks possibly out for him.
Yeah, so
So I don't think he's playing this weekend, which in my mind makes it more difficult for Ferguson because you have to take away Pickens.
Yep.
And Pickens is a good receiver.
Yep.
If he can keep his head on his
yeah.
on himself. But that means that Ferguson is going to pick up some decent coverage in my mind.
What was it, 14 targets last week he had, and like
After he
12
got injured?
catches or whatever it was?
After,
yeah. So,
okay.
just the necessity is there. And
no, I get it.
It's really, he's been very good so far for fantasy because of all of that, and
from a PPR perspective.
Yes, PPR perspective. But then you look at Green Bay, and according to Yahoo, Green Bay is the for tight ends, it's the 6th best matchup. So the 6th easiest for tight ends. That's how.
So they're 26th out of 32 teams defensively, or 27th, or whatever it is.
So that's how, if you're going to move the ball on Green Bay, it's not going to be in the rush game this year. I think Javonte is going to be. I think he's going to have a horrible game this week.
I would agree with that.
So if you're going to move the ball and do that, I think Ferguson's he's going to have, again, he'll probably end up with double-digit targets.
Yeah,
so,
probably.
You hope that translates into a good,
Well, I hope it doesn't translate into Jack because I'm a Packer fan.
Yeah.
I think you might be.
I am.
Okay.
In a perfect world, for the sake of my picks of the week, he could have 300 receiving yards and never score, and they never score.
Yeah.
Julio Jones did that. He had that 300-yard game and didn't score a touchdown.
27 catches for 300 yards, and what a PPR nightmare, huh? Yeah, I'm not holding my breath.
No.
The Packers defense, while they didn't play as well as they needed to last week, they weren't the ones that lost. They still game.
Stifled
Cleveland.
Yeah.
They stifled Detroit. I don't see Dak and company doing much of anything against them this week.
No.
But I'll give you your Jake Ferguson.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. Moving on, we've got our love 'em, flip 'em, leave 'em. And I went with 3 QBs who are closely ranked currently. Caleb Williams, 3 overall. Daniel Jones was like
4. When you looked it up a little bit before we started, he was at 4.
Okay, 4. And Drake May is like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So they're all right there. It's not like I took, number 1, number 15, and number 32.
Yeah.
I always try and choose the players that are at the current point in time fairly closely matched. Yep. And I think both of us agree that Daniel Jones at this point, because of we've seen quality out of Daniel Jones before.
Yep.
He wouldn't have signed a 4-year, $160 million contract if he didn't look like a quarterback.
Yeah.
And until he was on his backside 70 sometimes that one year and another 69 or something the following year.
Nice.
When you don't have an offensive line, I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to do what he's doing this year. Yep. So, in my mind, out of the 3 of them, I would take Daniel Jones every week.
Yep, yeah, I agree. So actually in the main Yahoo League, I drafted Bo Nix, but I actually picked up Daniel Jones before last week. So, last week...
Is that because I keep on throwing him at the top of our waiver wire?
Yeah. Nix and Jones, they were a point apart last week. I think I think Jones scored 1 more point than Nix did. So it was kind of a wash. Yeah. But, he's been playing really good and he's looked good. It's one of those I want to see it for another week, potentially.
I don't disagree with you.
Maybe 2, and then I might try and looking at moving Knicks for something.
Yeah.
If he keeps playing well, as well. But,
he is setting himself up for a $35 to $40 million a year contract next year.
Yeah.
I mean, all of these people who sat there and they went, "What are you thinking? You're starting Daniel Jones over Richardson.
Yeah.
Why would you do this?" I think he's showing you why.
Yeah.
I think he's a more cerebral quarterback than Richardson is.
Yep.
He sees the field better, and but Richardson can run. Daniel Jones is an excellent running quarterback, and has been. So, they may go into that as we need to sign him long term, and Richardson, I don't know. What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, unless Daniel Jones completely falls apart, you cannot start just be like, oh, well, like this isn't a Bryce Young and, was it Andy Dalton? No.
I think it was.
Andy Dalton that they started?
Yeah, I
was
think
that
so.
last year or whatever to
for like
get his
3
head
weeks
right,
or something.
And then Bryce, like this isn't that,
Right.
Like I think Daniel Jones, if he can play the season like the way he's been playing, and I think he will because we're alluding to. I mean the offense looks great.
Yeah.
JT is. I mean, looks the number one running back right now.
And they feed off of each other. I mean, having a great running back allows your quarterback to do things that normally that's not available. And the same thing with having a quarterback that's doing what he's doing opens up the rushability of a JT.
Yeah, I think Irsay should send a fruit basket to Chicago for not taking Warren over, and they took Loveland because I mean Loveland, yes, he's he played all over the field in Michigan, which was great, but when they made that pick, I was shocked.
I was
over
too.
Warren, I
was expecting him to take the tight end, but not
that way. So I mean Warren, has been great too, and that really helps when you have somebody that can threaten the middle of the field, but he can also stretch the field. I mean, obviously Alec Pierce has the concussion, but you still got this, Adonai Mitchell, who is one of the fastest people alive. Blazing
you have
speed.
some guy named
Michael Pittman. Yes. Yeah. I know. I was getting there, but so you got all levels of the field cover. And you can interchange all those guys in those levels of the field.
Right.
It makes it hard for a defense,
Yes.
and their defense is solid too. So they don't, at least so far they haven't had to play in catch up or really sustain it. They just seem really just cool and calm. And
I mean, they had their first punt.
Take what we can
late in the second quarter, or was it in the early
quarter?
Was it second?
Yeah.
I mean, you go almost 10 quarters without punting.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, my flip 'em, I went with Caleb Williams mainly because of his current numbers.
Same.
I mean, if you're third overall, obviously people think that or might have the false impression that you're going to be great. But again, I mean, the tools that he's got. He's got, Adunze, DJ Moore, Luther Burden. You've got two, if Colston Loveland isn't doing it, well, you've still got Cole Kmet.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've seen how good Cole Kmet can be based on.
You just got to pick the week for fantasy. He can be,
Right. I mean, he's a good. I mean, they've got some players.
Yep.
They just need to work everything together. Their defense, somewhat suspect at times.
Yeah, well, Jalen Johnson, I think what I heard, core muscle surgery. So that's. I don't think they've ruled him out for the season.
No, but that's at least be. That's at least 6 to 8 weeks. I'm guessing.
So, yeah, I mean, so they'll, he'll have to throw it. I mean, DeAndre Swift, I've never really. I mean, he was great in Philadelphia, but he was running through holes that were 12 feet wide, and he's fast, so that's why
Yeah.
he looked good in Philly. But,
Right.
I mean, Ben Johnson had him when he was in Detroit, and they got rid of him because they didn't, think
Right.
he was the future. So,
Right.
but they don't really have much behind him. But so I think, yeah, Caleb they'll have to throw it. He'll have big weeks, but, I still think that he'll have, like, the down weeks are going to be, I think they'll be bad.
Right.
So if you can flip him, him and something and get an elite, option to bolster your roster.
Right.
I think there are people out there that will, if the Burrow manager still hasn't really found a good replacement,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a good target there.
Exactly.
And then you got bye weeks coming up too.
Well, just the number of injured QBs right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got J.J. McCarthy still out.
Yep.
I mean, that's another one. I mean, you had an excellent quarterback that took you to the playoffs last year, and you could have signed him probably at $35 million a year or so, but you didn't, and that's where that whole Daniel Jones comes in,
Yeah.
where you've got your first round draft pick that you used on a quarterback who may or may not be the answer.
Yeah.
Do you win now or do you win? And it comes down to money. It comes down to it's like, how good will Cincinnati ever be with so much money invested in 3 offensive players? They
Like
won't.
we're
They
seeing
can't
what
keep
they're
a
gonna
Trey
be.
Hendrickson.
Yeah.
They can't. You just.
Yeah.
So, I get the monetary aspect of it, but at the same time, you've got Justin Jefferson, you've got Addison, you've got Hawkinson, you've got Jordan Mason now.
Yep.
But is your quarterback capable of taking you where you need to be?
Yeah.
Which, if he's not, all you're going to do is alienate what I consider the best wide receiver in football in Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
And you can say, well, Chase is better. Chase is better right now because of the quarterback that throws to him.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
agree.
you give. I mean, how was Justin Jefferson with Kirk Cousins?
Oh yeah.
Lights out.
Yeah.
I mean, so I mean, if you piss off a guy like that, I don't care how much money you throw at him,
Yeah.
he's not going to want to stay. People
Yeah.
want championships. They
agree.
want to try and win a Super Bowl.
Unless you're Miles Garrett. He took the money.
Yeah, well, sometimes people do that. I mean, look at Shohei Ohtani. Wait, never mind. That doesn't work like that. My leave.
That was his interpreter.
He took the money.
Yeah.
My leave him is Drake May, and not because he's not a good quarterback, but the tools around him. I mean, yeah, Hunter Henry. And I want to say Travion Henderson looks like a real running back, but name me their
Refuse to
starting
give him-
wide receivers. Kayshon Boutte?
Yep. Stephon Diggs.
Who? He used to be a name.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, you got,
and
you
I'm
got,
not
you
saying
got
that
rookie
these.
Kyle Williams, who seemingly just isn't. They refuse to put him on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, it won't happen because he played for the team, but Vrabel could be a one and done because he has always been a vet first coach where even if the rookie or a second year guy eye test is better, he just refuses. Like this week, I've been flip flopping with Henderson in my Yahoo lineup because it's like, well, Ramondre fumbled twice, Gibson fumbled, Henderson, yeah, he had the 3 holding penalties the week before and they benched him for the second half, but they also paid Ramondre a lot of money last year.
They did.
So, and Vrabel, I mean, there's a chance that they come out and it's going to be the same what it's been, where Henderson's going to have 5 to 8 touches
Yeah.
total, and on those touches look like the far and away best running back, and
Still
they're just
isn't
going to
their
refuse
starter.
to play him.
Yep.
So and I think Drake May's been good for fantasy so far this season. Because he's a mobile quarterback too. He's
Right.
one of those guys too, where like a Daniel Jones, you're like, holy cow, Drake May's got 500 something rushing yards this year. Dang,
Right.
and then obviously the 2 touchdowns last week to Hunter Henry.
Right.
But I feel like they're limiting Drake May by having in the receiving core a lot of these really no-name guys, and then you got a rookie in Kyle Williams who was, he was one of those guys that everyone's like after the top, 2-3 guys, he's the next guy.
Right.
So I don't know what they're doing, but yeah. So that's why for the leave him, yeah, like we said, the lack of tools around him,
Or the huge tool around him is the head coach.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's yeah, I mean, and this is obviously all us, conjecturing based
Yeah.
on what we like and what we don't like. But, if you were in this position, where you can't obviously trade all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you'd try and trade anyone.
Yeah.
But overall, I would still keep Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Go on our Instagram page and let us know how you would do it. And kind of like we do, provide information as to why you would do the same thing or why you would do it versus because I mean we're trying to find out. We like to have other opinions. Not that we listen to them, but we'll take a look maybe. I'm just kidding. Sarcasm abounds. I think that's about all we have for this week.
Yeah.
Don't forget that there is a Saturday morning game.
Isn't there? Is it Saturday morning?
Excuse me, Sunday morning game.
Yeah.
Minnesota and
Oh man,
I can't
cannot remember.
Pittsburgh.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because
And they're in what? Are they in London?
Ireland.
And they're not in Dublin, I imagine.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because Rogers apparently said today that he wishes the team would have gone earlier because he really would have liked to have more Guinness. He really likes Guinness.
Okay.
I don't know if he wanted to do a tour of the Guinness brewery or he wanted to. With his his what does he take? Ayahuasca. I mean, I could just see him sitting there with his ayahuasca and a couple of, pints, and maybe some
nice warm pints
some-
of Guinness.
some other hallucinogens and some dark patches for his eyes so that he can pretend that he's
There's
back in the
his
hole.
Darkness retreat. Good
week of football on the tap.
Some good matchups.
Yeah, some very good matchups.
Well, is it Monday night? There's a doubleheader.
Yep.
And both of those games are not very good. It's is it Dolphins Saints or something like that?
No,
I know the
because the Saints play against someone who's just going to demolish them, like Buffalo or something.
Yeah, I think it's Buffalo. Yeah, so it's like the matchups for the Monday night games are not that good. Like
Well, the
the
matchup-
other one is Denver and Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So
Well, I want to say that going into last night,
yeah,
primetime
after the
game.
first half, and you're like,
Primetime
Thursday
game,
night
and
again.
ooh
Yeah,
man,
Thursday
who are
night.
you choosing for these games? But yeah, it happens.
Yep.
So, otherwise, I am Ozzy.
And I'm Austin.
Have a great week.
See you.